Hello? As promised, today for the fans of the Diabetes Treatment channel, we have prepared a video explaining the reasons why some people don't see results from GLP-1 therapies. GLP-1 or glucagon-like peptide 1 is a hormone produced in the gut that helps with weight loss and diabetes treatment. There are people who naturally reduce this hormone, those who follow the GLP-1 trend, those on the GLP-1 diet, or those taking medications like ozempic, Arzema, Mounjaro, tirzepatide, or Tirzetta, and yet claim that these diets or injections are useless even after spending $6.5 million on Mounjaro injections. For those who say, I didn't lose weight with ozempic, Arzema, Mounjaro, or Victoza, today we will explain why this happens. The GLP-1 trend is fashionable all over the world. People are trying to naturally increase this hormone, GLP-1, and cure or recover from diabetes. Now, there is even a diet called the GLP-1 diet. I posted a video about it yesterday. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. So, when does this diet become useless? When does it stop working for those taking Ozempic or Mounjaro? Watch this video, and we'll share it with people who have taken these medications but haven't lost weight, or who lost weight and then regained it. So the first thing that makes GLP-1 useless is sugar. If you are taking Mounjaro or Ozempic, or following the GLP-1 trend or GLP-1 diet, and you want to lose weight or reduce your risk of diabetes and lower your insulin, after eating this thing, even the medication will be useless when you eat products that contain sugar or powdered sugar. Next are confectionery products, that is, when you consume candies, chocolates, and other similar sweets that contain sugar. Then there are products that contain sweeteners, such as drinks, colas, energy drinks, and juices, when you consume these. Here, for each of these sugar-containing products, it is shown how much sugar, how many sugar cubes are present in half a liter of the product. But today we won't be doing this in detail. Today we will study the enemies of GLP-1, that is, the products that increase appetite, make you feel unsatisfied after eating, and make you want to eat again soon after a meal, those that lower the GLP-1 hormone and lead to weight gain and increased blood sugar. So next on our list are various jams, delicious preserves, and delightful marmalades, as well as golden honey. Those individuals who confidently state that honey effectively lowers blood sugar are quite mistaken. In addition to raising blood sugar, honey is one of those things that actually reduces your GLP-1 hormone, the very hormone you pay $6.5 million for in injections to lose weight. Honey makes that hormone practically worthless, lowers your own GLP-1 levels, and leads to weight gain and increased blood sugar. There's a saying here in Bukhara about honey. They say old man's honey is allowed. Or they trick people by selling Yantog honey, claiming it's a type of honey that cures diabetes. Maybe this happens in other regions too. Honey is not allowed for people with diabetes. Not only in diabetes, but in all areas where GLP-1 is needed for weight loss, where insulin levels are high, and where blood sugar needs to be lowered, honey is not allowed. Next is white bread. On our diabetes treatment channel, 17 types of bread are allowed. And among them, the one I recommend most is GLP-1 bread. GLP-1 boosting bread, meaning bread that can be prepared in 4 minutes. To get the recipes for these, you just go to Telegram. There is a search bar. In the search, you type Umid Shoysupov. Don't add this little icon, just write Umid Shoysupov. Then you write add to diabetes school or add to the recipes channel. After a one-time payment, you can access and watch the recipe videos, as well as the recipes in the school. When you add recipes that fit the GLP-1 trend, which are needed for diabetes treatment and weight loss, remember that the enemy of GLP-1 is bread. Not just white bread, even so-called black bread is off limits because sugar is added to it. White bread, cornbread, barley bread, none of the breads made from these are allowed. Especially in diabetes, you are destroying GLP-1. Next are white rice and semolina porridge. When I say white rice, I mean sugar. Because both of them, after 1 or 2 hours in the body, turn into at least 80 grams of sugar. Black rice, the so-called black rice, is also not allowed for us. What we need is the real Devzira rice from Kyrgyzstan, the kind that doesn't turn white when boiled or washed. Let me remind you, you won't be able to find real devzira in Tashkent. Only in those places where they sell a lot of it, try washing and rinsing it. Put it in a container, and if its artificial color turns yellow, then this devzira is not suitable for you. In addition, those Johori flakes, nowadays it's become fashionable to give such things to children for breakfast, especially by adding them to milk. This is not allowed. It reduces GLP-1, and in diabetes, the GLP-1 hormone increases. Making a child gain weight and turning them into a future diabetes candidate is part of this. Any kind of Johori cob, even when the Johori is still milky and sweet, is not allowed. But if it has been roasted, then it is allowed, because in that case the Johori has hardened. Its starch becomes firm. All fast foods fall into the category of products that destroy GLP-1. Pizzas, fries, French fries. For example, patients who come to us and have tests done for 3.5 to 4 million say they ate lavash. They say they ate lavash, had a hamburger, or ate French fries. These things are considered enemies of GLP-1. GLP-1 is currently the #1 drug in the world for weight loss and treating diabetes. If you are taking these medications and then eat fast food, it's as if 6.5 million went down the drain for nothing. Next, chips. Chips. If someone asks you to bring something or your kids ask for chips, don't buy them chips, or else you'll also reduce the effect of GLP-1 for them. I don't eat chips myself either. Popcorn, croutons, and all these kinds of snacks, because they contain flavorings and other chemicals, that's why it's explained here why these things are not allowed. Since they contain trans fats, preservatives, and added sugar, they disrupt the function of the L cells that produce GLP-1, and as a result, the amount of GLP-1 decreases. So no kind of snacks like croutons or chips are allowed if you want to lose weight. Next are sausages and hot dogs. If you eat those that contain preservatives and added sugar, or if you are taking injections, it will lead to a decrease in GLP-1 or reduce the effectiveness of the injections. Instead, eat meat. You can make meat rolls and eat those. They contain fewer preservatives. Our next products: canned and pickled foods with added sugar. For example, plain cucumbers are allowed. But when they are pickled or canned, sugar is added to them. Or take our canned foods, for example, canned fish in tomato sauce. Because a lot of sugar and preservatives are added, it kills the benefits for the JLP diet. But homemade canned foods, if you don't add sugar to those jarred preserves, are allowed for you and are considered diet friendly. Next are ready-made frozen products inside these ready-made frozen foods. First of all, these are prepared quickly. They undergo ultra-processing and preservatives are added. They are digested quickly and also raise blood sugar levels. This leads to a decrease in the JLP hormone as well. Next are margarine and products containing margarine. Why do they reduce the JLP hormone? Those containing margarine fall into the category of trans fats, and in the small intestine, they damage the L cells that produce the JLP hormone, cause inflammation, kill beneficial microbes, since people have beneficial microbes in their intestines, and reduce the synthesis of the JLP hormone. Margarine and products containing margarine. Products that are carefully made with various types of oils that are used repeatedly for deep frying. For example, in places where delicious and savory items like guma or pirojgi are frequently fried, this process is common. The oil is not replaced. These oils cause inflammation in the intestines and can lead to the malfunction or even the subtle death of the L cells that produce the GLP hormone. After inflammation, it can still lead to fibrosis. In short, it reduces GLP. Next are donuts. No matter how sweet they are, donuts are not allowed for you. They reduce the GLP hormone. Next are the sauces and creams sold in supermarkets and stores. On our channel, we have recipes for sauces and creams that do not lower GLP and do not harm you. The sauces bought from the store and added to food to enhance its taste contain both sugar and other artificial preservatives. Because of this, they reduce GLP levels. Next, we have beer and other alcoholic products. This includes all alcoholic products available. All alcoholic products. They cause inflammation and irritation of the stomach and intestinal lining and lead to hormonal imbalances. Can I drink alcohol if it's in my blood? Is alcohol allowed for diabetics? These are the questions people have asked. whether it's strong alcoholic drinks like vodka, whiskey, or even regular beer or liqueur, especially since liqueurs usually have added sugar. So these particular things can significantly irritate the entire gastrointestinal tract, thereby reducing the crucial production of GLP-1. And if you've been diligently taking Ozempic for a substantial amount of money, you can unfortunately consider that valuable medicine essentially wasted. In addition to this, individuals who are currently taking medications such as Ozempic or Mounjaro, or those who are actively following the increasingly popular GLP-1 trend for the purpose of weight loss and dieting with GLP-1, are often unable to eat to their complete fill, experiencing a significant reduction in their appetite and food intake. When you eat to your fill, due to the stimulation of the stomach, receptors, and intestinal receptors, the production of insulin or other hormones that counteract GLP-1 makes both your medication and your diet ineffective. In addition, snacks, the function of this GLP-1 hormone was to reduce insulin. When you haven't eaten, when you eat, it was to produce insulin in accordance with the food you consumed. The GLP-1 trend, the GLP-1 diet, was also specifically designed for this purpose. If you keep eating frequently, insulin doesn't return to normal, and it stimulates your appetite, stimulating both the satiety and hunger centers, making your diet and medication completely useless. That's it for today. Our comprehensive diet lecture is officially over. But that doesn't mean you're done watching our videos on YouTube. For example, yesterday there was a trending video about the GLP add-in diet. Before that, a 4-minute bread video. And before the 4-minute bread video, there were even more interesting and exciting videos. Watch them. If you want to recover from diabetes or lose weight, watch everything and follow the advice. May God grant healing to everyone. Until we meet again next time, I'll try to come back with even more interesting topics.